I'm going to hand out my Randy the Reteller hat. Now, we've read a lot of this story, so I want you to see if you can start at the beginning and use my retelling rope. You're going to have to use a big, loud voice today to make sure that everyone can hear you. Remember, we're going to have Tenley start.
That little Pip, he went away and he chased away the feather, and she got it, and then she didn't know where to go back home.
All right, well, you pass it to another friend who maybe can add to Tenley's retelling.
Sylvie. Yay.
So now, Sylvie, you already heard what Tenley said, so you're going to add on to her retelling.
She didn't follow her tracks, so she got lost. Then she came to a big well. Then a seagull. Then she went to a different animal that I forgot. Then she
Let's see, I heard you say she went to a different animal that I forgot. Can you guys help her remember? Because we're a team here. Maybe Brett can help you remember. Let's
I remember that with the wolves.
So,
Wolves.
I've heard now that she saw a seagull,
A whale. And some people. Some dogs.
So maybe that's what Brett is thinking of, those dogs.
And I'm going to use a real retelling rope. The setting was in the window, and the characters was Little Pip and the animals. And the problem was he was lost, and the beginning was when we was learning about him, and the middle was when he was asking animals to get help with his illness, and we're still looking for the end.
Now, I'm going to borrow this for a minute. You gave me all sorts of details. When you are giving a retelling, just like you did, you want to say when he met, instead of Brett saying the other animals, I want you to use your words and tell me what they were. So you might say the characters were the huskies,
The whale and the dogs.
Is there anything else?
And there's a seagull.
Now, did you see how you gave me more information? Okay, are you guys ready to hear the end?
Yes.
Okay, remember, if you need anything clarified, if there's anything you don't understand,
It's right there.
Pip couldn't think of anything else to do. She thought of Mama and Papa and started to sing. Our home is where the land is free from hill or mountain, twig or tree. In our pebbly nest by the stormy sea, where Mama and Papa and Pip makes three. Suddenly, she heard something. Quick!
She like her mom and daddy singing back, and calling Little Pip, where are you? I think the same thing as Jordan did.
I predict that it was the same about them because he wanted to sing about the land and the whole home, and those fingers love their home.
Sylvie, do you have anything different to add?
I think it's her mom and dad because her mom sings the same song because now she knows the song, so that she knows all the other animals. She knows the husky, she knows the whale, she knows the seagull.
All right, let's see if what happened. Pip, little Pip, is that you? Suddenly she saw something. Mama, Papa, here I am, cried Pip. and they rushed to meet her. They hugged. They kissed. Mama and Papa danced and waddled around her. "Oh, little Pip," said Mama, "we've looked for you all day," said Papa. "We finally heard you singing." And as they snuggled, Mama sighed. "After such a long, scary day, you must be exhausted, my dear. Let's sleep." "Yes, let's," said Papa. "But aren't we going home?" asked Pip. Mama and Papa kissed Pip on her head. They asked, "Where is home, little Pip?" Then they sang this song. "Where is home? Is it far or near? Is a pebbly nest what we all hold dear? No, home is where there's nothing to fear. Since we're together, home is right here." And little Pip slept home at last. And will you take a minute and you can talk to each other?
I want to clarify.
I'm going to leave the tools. You can talk to each other for just a minute. Tenley, why don't you start?
Anything else? I think we're good for next week. We got all our things ready. Good. I'm sorry about today. That's okay. If I come in and it's crazy like that,
He,
you want to plan for next Friday again?
Yeah, I will just put you down for next Friday at that what time?
couldn't find his mommy and get Poppy.
It's nap time at home, so that's perfect.
All right. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Ow! Okay.
Find his mommy and daddy.
Let's see. Let's kind of go backwards. I see us kind of burnt out. Are we burnt out?
I'm burnt out.
I am.
Yeah, do you want to learn about penguins now?
Let's take a minute. Tenley, should we be Quincy the Questioner and have some fun?
Yeah.
Well,
can we
let's
get
be
it?
Quincy the Questioner.
And I can tell.
And I want to know, what questions could we ask our friends? That's using our who, our what's, our where, our when, to see if they remember what happened in the story. Jordan, give me a Quincy the Questioner question.
Who was the star character in this one? Timmy. Pip. Little Pip.
All right. You can now ask your friend.
Who is the what is the setting? Sylvie. In the Arctic with a pebbly nest.
Okay. Start choosing a good fit book for their book in their bag. They can pack up their stuff and start choosing a good fit book for their book in their bag.
No, I have to do.
Oh, let's hear your question.
Where was Pip? Brett.
Pip was lost, and I got one. When Pip got lost, Jordan.
In the middle.
Not that. Tell me.
I understand what you meant. So, Brett, she was saying where in the story, or when in the story. You might clarify her and say, well, I actually meant, and then try giving her maybe some other words to help her out.
I actually meant, here's some clues. With it's like a sentence that follows what? Do you know yet?
Maybe, Brett, you can just tell them.
It was following a fiddle.
Oh, so, Brett, you might say, what was she following? Let's pass it to Tenley quick.
The feathers.
Does anyone have any other Quincy the Questioners? Let's pass to Jordan. She'll be our last friend today.
What? Where all the characters?
Quickly, honey. leave her? Is there a book in the bag? Just leave
Um,
them at your seat for now.
Little
Just leave your
Pip,
books at your seat.
Mommy and Daddy, and the other penguins, the whale, the wolf, the seagull, and the birds.